grind doesn't stop. It's 5:30 a.m. About to head to the gym. I'm trying to be consistent with the routine that I want to develop. And yeah, if you want anything in life, gotta be consistent and work for it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll see you guys at the gym. And we are out of the gym. Right now it's 7:40. I was in there for 2 hours. I was in the gym. I didn't work out for 2 hours. I was just pooping for 2 hours. I'm just kidding. But I was actually in the restroom for like 30 minutes. So I worked out for like an hour and a half. Yeah, that's just what happens to me. Yes, don't make fun of me, okay? Thank you. But yeah, I was in the restroom for like 30 minutes, and then I was working out for like an hour and a half, and it was really fun. It felt really good, actually, to work out this early. I feel like I've accomplished my life dream, and I feel like I'm successful just because I worked out early. Because I'd be seeing all these people that are successful work out in the mornings, and they're like, get working out in the morning. And I was like, I never understood why, and I still don't. I just think I'm successful because all of them do it now. Or because I do it now, and they always did it. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to see you guys at home. It's a little crooked. Okay, I don't know if that's better or not, but so yeah, I'm back from the gym. I'm actually at home now. But something that I was thinking is that my breakfast was really bad for me because yeah, I've been having a little bit of bathroom problems since I got back from the gym. So I got back from the gym at like 8-ish, I think it was. No, so 7. No, yeah, I got home at like 8. Yeah, because I left the gym at 7:40, and then like around there, and then I got home at 8. And when I got home, I didn't shower. I made myself breakfast first. I made myself breakfast, and then I made myself a pancake. I used to do this recipe all the time. It was like my protein-ish pancakes. I do a little bit of pancake mix, a little bit of flour, coconut flour. I do, usually if I have it, I do egg whites, but this time I used the whole egg. And then I don't add protein powder, because that dries it up a lot. Like, it dries it up a lot. But just with that one egg and with the coconut flour, I believe one pancake is like 13 to 23 grams of protein. No, that's off. It's like 13 grams of protein, I think, for one pancake. And for one pancake, it's like, honestly, for the amount of protein that there is, the amount of calories that it is, it's a little bit of protein. I think it's like 360 something calories and 13 grams of protein, which is not really good. Usually I do 2 eggs on the side as well, but I didn't do it this time. I had a cup of coffee on the side as well, but I also added chocolate chips in the pancake, which I always do, but this time I only had white chocolate, and the bag was sitting out for like months and months and months and months, so I still decided to put it in, which is a disaster. Another thing that I'm thinking of is that I'm really dirty and that I need to take a shower, because I haven't taken a shower since I came back from the gym. So I think let's go take a shower. Well, I'm done showering and I'm ready for work, but you know, to get to the topic of this video, which is the title, I just want to give you guys some information. When I say like 2.5 hard weeks, they were really hard. And not in terms of like life being hard. Like, it wasn't hard at first, but it became hard. Because for those 2.5 weeks, I couldn't feel the presence of God. And feeling the presence of God, like not feeling it at all, made me go on a downward spiral to lose desire, lose passion for God, lose love. And through the whole 2.5 weeks, that process, it really did demotivate me to keep seeking God. And it helped me realize how important His presence is and how important it is to be in His presence. Because for you to not feel His presence while you're trying to feel His presence for those 2.5 weeks, it's really hard. You know, it's kind of like, hey God, do you love me? Like, are you finally done with me? You know, that's how it felt. And I also thought like, hey, maybe it's me, you know, I don't know what I could be doing wrong, but maybe it's me. And actually for those 2.5 weeks, I was reading my Bible more, I was praying more, and I was even evangelizing way more. And I'm not really sure, you know, why I couldn't in the moment, but now I can now I know why. And it's because it really helped me realize how important it is to get in His presence. And so for all of you out there that are struggling to get in His presence, or just don't seek His presence as much as we should, start seeking His presence. And if you're struggling to get in His presence, desperation is a really good start, but don't let that be your constant go-to. Your constant go-to should be worship. Because in the Bible, the first time they mention anything with like, you know, like, I think the first time they mentioned anything about heaven or about like singing or music it's when the angels were worshiping God. And worship can become your prayer. Worship can become your weapon, and worship allows us to get into the presence of God. But it's important to worship in spirit and truth. The spirit meaning like you're doing it with all your spirit, you know, you're letting your spirit worship God as well. Because Paul said, I sing and I can, you know, speak tongues in the Spirit, I can sing in the Spirit, I can dance in the Spirit, but I also want to have understanding. So that's what he meant. Like, I think that's what that means in spirit and truth, because Paul said it. I can sing in the Spirit, but I also want to have the understanding of what I'm singing. And that's what it means to worship in spirit and truth, is to worship God with an understanding of who He is, what He has done for you, what He can do for you, what you can do for Him, and just praising Him. And doing it in the Spirit means just like letting yourself go, letting yourself speak in those tongues, letting yourself dance in the Spirit like David did, worshiping God with all you have, with your spirit. A lot of the time we try to complicate it, and we start, you know, trying to be emotional to get in His presence, and then we start like using our warfare voice, and like you're like demon in the corner over there, like spirit in the corner over there. You're just like, hey, God just wants you to be sincere. That's all it is. Truly be sincere and worship in spirit and truth, and that'll really help you get into His presence, you know. Like I said, desperation isn't bad, but that should not be your go-to, and that should not be a constant, because if you're always desperate, that means you're never filling yourself with God. To always be desperate is not good. Being hungry, yes, because you can eat, and then 4 hours later, you're hungry. But you already, you know what I mean? Like, but desperation is like, I haven't eaten anything. You know, I haven't eaten anything in a while. I'm desperate. I'll eat anything. I'll eat trash off the floor. And to be in this constant state of desperation is not good, because it means you're not having enough of God. You're not filling yourself enough of God, His Word, His presence, His Holy Spirit, you know. And truly, it's not good to just be constantly desperate. You know, those 2.5 weeks that I was not feeling His presence, I was so desperate. I was like trying to get like was trying to do everything, like I mentioned, like I was going into spiritual warfare without feeling the presence of God. I was like trying to be emotional, couldn't feel the presence of God. And then like one day I went to a conference and I stepped out in faith. This conference was it's on Thursday. It was last Saturday on the 9th of July. Right now it's the 13th, 14th, I forget. But I stepped out. At this point I had almost no desire for God. But I went to the conference by faith because I know that I just needed His presence. That's all I needed. Nothing else. That's all I needed. And I stepped out in faith. I went to that conference. I took my sister and a friend. And, I was like praising God and I was worshiping and I was dancing and I couldn't feel anything, but I just kept doing it. And then altar call came around and I stepped out in faith again and I moved towards the front, and my pastor was there too at the conference, and I was praying for my sister and I, and then my pastor prays for me, and I felt like I was just filled instantly. I could feel God's presence instantly, and I was jumping up and down in joy, rejoicing over the fact that I could feel His presence again. And the next day was Sunday, and I was praising and worshiping Him, and it was so easy to get into His presence because God allowed me to get into His presence so easily, and I couldn't trade it for a thing. I really couldn't. But those 2.5 weeks were really hard, I was really losing a lot of motivation for God. But I kept going, and it's gonna be like that. Sometimes you're gonna lose motivation for God and desire. Maybe you won't be able to feel His presence like I did, but you have to keep going, keep persevering, Once you start this journey, don't look back. Don't look back. Don't go back to the cage you came from. Don't go back to that trap that God freed you from. Don't go back. Keep moving forward. Keep persevering. Whatever you do, don't go back. And I just want to end it there with you guys. A word of encouragement, guys. Read your Bible. Pray. Fast. Spend some time alone with God. Some intimacy with Him, Be sincere. And just keep going. You guys got this. This journey is hard, but it's worth it. Goodbye, guys. God bless you guys, and have an amazing rest of your day.